Hello and welcome to Not So Real.
Not so real.
The podcast about
Oh, yeah.
films and TV. This is season 2. Welcome to season 2.
Yeah, we're back, bitches.
Happy 2023.
Oh, well, that's the year.
Yeah, happy 2023.
You know.
We're getting there.
What are we talking about today, Jack?
Today we are, welcome to the podcast where we talk about films and...
Do we?
Yeah, I hope so.
What? I thought this was a different podcast. I'm leaving.
If you didn't think this is about films, stop this podcast and go somewhere else because you're going to be very unhappy for the next 20 minutes.
This is not.
And life is
that
too short to be
sort of podcast,
unhappy.
guys. Go on.
Today we are talking about Spider-Man 3
Yeah, what? A
because you are not a fan.
film. No, I'm not.
And we are talking Tom Holland here, not Tobey Maguire. We didn't get to Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield. Very upset there's no Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield, but we're going to continue and pretend like it is real.
Andrew Garfield is the GOAT, just to clarify. Just
Cool. Are
right
we
now.
agreeing on that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, okay,
Andrew
cool.
Garfield is the GOAT. Like,
'Cause-
I genuinely, I love the man to pieces.
Maguire was
The
good,
man's amazing.
but Andrew Garfield was so much better. My mum does not agree, and I have a very, very, very heated argument waiting for me at home.
If you really want to crack it down, right, so Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker. I think he was great Peter Parker, but I think his Spider-Man lacked that sort of, you know, like quirky sort of, you know, Spider-Man little puns. It just didn't work. And then Spider-Man 3 came out and the
He
whole...
was too old, wasn't he?
Yeah, that
He
as
was
well.
too old. He was, 28, meant to be, 18?
Yeah. Like, it just didn't work. I think his Peter Parker was really good. Like, I think the storyline that they built with Peter Parker and Mary Jane, it was good. I think that was pretty good, but I think Spider-Man lacked him being Spider-Man. It was just like, I'm Spider-Man, I'm here to save you.
Do you reckon
Where-
he felt uncool on set?
What, being Spider-Man?
Well, we had to at Spider-Man 3 do the whole night.
oh, you mean
thing.
the whole...
And I'm like, at
you know,
28...
the whole dance.
At 28, you're not going clubbing anymore. Those dancers are not coming out.
Yeah, but still, he still smashed that. I'm just clarifying.
No, he did not. That was the cheesiest
That
part
was
of the film.
That's the best part of Spider-Man. the whole
Actually.
film. I would rewatch it just to watch that part. Andrew Garfield was the perfect Spider-Man to me because his Spider-Man was good. It was quite quippy. It was quite smart and stuff. But it was just poor writing. They ruined it by poor writing from Sony and the fact that they made Peter Parker too cool. They made him a skater boy. No kid ever in a school, especially like anywhere.
He wasn't uncool skater boy,
yeah,
though.
He wasn't. No, there's never been an uncool skater boy. There's not uncool skater boys.
No,
out
but he
there.
was in the film. He was the person who didn't even have many friends.
Yeah,
he was the isolated skater boy, the one that you pick on.
No. Yeah, I know. Obviously, that's what they narrowed it down to. But being a skater boy, it just makes you instantly just cooler than the geeky nerds that they were trying to make Peter Parker is.
Right, let me write that down for my girlfriend. Hold on. Get skateboards.
Yeah, see, that's what you got to do.
Is that it? Yeah.
That's why I have multiple skateboards but can't skate.
And minimal girlfriends.
And zero girlfriends. Thanks, Jack, for reminding me. And then you got Tom Holland. Ugh. He's just average. And because he's average at both, people assume that he's better, but he's not.
Right.
He's just average at both of these. He's carried in every film. It's not ideal.
Carried by who?
You had Iron Man in the first film.
Okay,
and
fair.
and then you had Mysterio in the second film.
And that was Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
This is what I mean. Like,
And in the third film,
and in the third film,
you had a whole range of cast members from the past. Okay,
and
right.
I have a very bad problem with the third film, which
Right.
everyone thinks I'm
So-
mad for.
You're okay with the first film and the second film of Tom Holland?
Right, I'm not. I don't think they were bad, but I just don't think they were good either. You had Peter Parker just like trying to please Iron Man in the first one. It's a bit like, all right, whatever. And like, you know, it was okay. Out of all of them, I'd say it's probably the better one out of the rest.
Right, so let's narrow this down, okay? The third film is the worst of them all in your
Yeah.
opinion, okay?
No way home.
Where are we starting? I want some valid points.
Okay, so you... Without sounding like a dick here, you look at the story of the film, right? The story is trash. Peter Parker gets basically outed by Mysterio in the second film for being Peter Parker, so that the whole world thinks he's a bad guy because Mysterio looked like a good guy in the second film.
Yeah.
So they turned everyone against, obviously, Spider-Man / Peter Parker. He started getting a load of grief and everything else, and then because of all of that, he decided to go to Doctor Strange, ask him to basically make people forget about him, like being Spider-Man, and then they screw up the spell because, you know, he wants multiple people to still remember, but like, Doctor Strange is currently doing this memory wipe spell at the same time and confuses him, and it sort of sets off this explosion where villains from the multiverse who know Peter Parker, I'm going to put that in quotation marks because there's another issue I have, that come through. Yeah, you'll know when I say it, and you will be jaw dropped, right? And then they come through the portal or whatever. They come through, and then Peter kind of finds them all and decides to try and save them before sending them back to their own universes, and then it all ends up going all ski-whiff, and he ends up finding other Spider-Man. Go and watch the film. If you really want to watch the analysis, you get what I'm saying. You've seen it, right?
All the Spider-Men come through,
yeah,
and then all the villains come through,
yeah, and then
the three of them have to
fight
the villains,
fight them, and then like try and change them to be good. That is also something that I also have a problem with, which we will get into detail, that instead of just sending them back, he has a moral sort of thing to himself, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, to change them to be good and then send them back. Personally,
it's a bit of a shit storyline, isn't it? It's a bit.
Do you understand?
Now that you've said it,
this to you,
it
makes no sense. So here's some of the problems with some of the writing and some of what it is. They very much relied on nostalgia, and it very much worked.
This is problem one. Problem number one is
nostalgia.
I liked it.
No, I think for me it made what the film was, but it ruined the concept of like it being a good story. I think they relied on the nostalgia, bringing that film in, going, oh, we've got this person, we've got this, and then it worked. Don't get me wrong, it worked, but it ruined the film.
How did it? No, hold on. I think that made the film because I was so happy to see them all back again after all the press and the stories of the Spider-Man 3 being dreadful.
They knew the story was going to be crap. They knew the story was going to be crap, and they just relied on nostalgia. And to me, that's not a film, like especially a Marvel film. Come on, like that's how they got so much money, nostalgia. And to me, I'd rather go and watch a movie because the film is good. Like I watched No Way Home a second time, and I was like, I don't want to watch this. On a truthful note, because I was like, I've seen this film. Oh, it's nice seeing the other people again. It's nice seeing Andrew Garfield, but what they should have done, instead of like bringing these people in to get more money or whatever and start this whole multiverse situation, maybe if you want to do that, write a good script.
You know what I thought the problem was with bringing the characters back? Too many villains. My initial thinking was, so they have 3 Spider-Men and 6 villains, trying to make this into 6, right?
Yeah.
And so they brought back the Lizard. I forget his name.
Yeah.
They brought back Goblin.
It's like Dr. Connors, isn't it? Or something, yeah.
Electro. They brought back Octopus Man and
Octopus Man.
I think that was it.
Dr. Octo Octavius.
Octo Octavius.
Doc Ock. Otto Octavius. That's it.
You're the film
Doc
genius
Ock.
here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say the words and hope you correct me.
Okay. Right.
So they brought back what was it? 4 villains?
Yeah, roundabout. So they brought Lizard, Electro, the Sandman. They brought Sandman back. They brought the Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one more I'm forgetting. Coming up, yeah.
Octavius.
And then Doc Ock. And then so that's like the 6 there. I don't think they were going for a Sinister Six sort of thing, but they were sort of like making it look like.
It was kind of setting it up. But I thought in the final battle, you got 3 Spider-Men, 6 villains. You're not going to get a good battle.
No.
I didn't feel like after the big jump, when they all land. And it's like, right, you take on him, you take on him, you take on him. And they all jump, and it's like the big reveal of, right, this is going to be almost like the end game battle, which went on for like 40 minutes. This battle went on for about 20. I didn't feel like I saw enough of it.
No, I agree. The action, again, I think they probably run out of money because they had to pay all the people to come back.
And it was quite a big scale battle as well, wasn't it? To get all the effects, to get the suits going right.
It was good, but then at the same time, again, the concept for the film, like the storyline, is just so stupid. It's not needed. Like, the whole idea of what Peter Parker wanted to do, or Tom Holland's Peter Parker wanted to do, was make these people better, then send them back to their own timelines. But what was happening in their own timelines is that they got dragged from the point where they were just about to die.
Yeah.
So when they go back, they're all going to die.
That is very fair. Yeah, I didn't think about that. So whatever change he tries to make or does make, ain't going to make any effect.
So what Doctor Strange said, and he said this in the film...
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
What he was saying. He's saying they're all supposed to die and sending them back to their time when they're... Because literally, all of them, when they're in that cell, they all go, I was about to do this, and like Doc Ock was like, oh yeah, I was about to do this, and then...
He's about to kill Spider-Man.
So, say kill Spider-Man. It was, i.e., it was just a point before in Spider-Man 2 where he basically, like, died and then went back into the water. Like, it's a bit of a weird thing saying that they sort of changed them
and then send them back,
and then sending them back when and then they were going to be dead anyway, and they weren't going to really like repent.
But Otto changed, or was it the fact that he fixed the arms, which then allowed?
Yeah, because it fixed the thing.
It fixed his brain, didn't it? So
brain,
he didn't actually succeed in any part of his mission to fix them all, because he only fixed the machinery with the Stark tech to make Otto good again.
So basically, he did do what they said. They all put, like, you know, things together to make them, like, heal better and stuff and everything. Like, you know, like, they gave the serum to Doc Connors and, like... But to me...
Pointless.
Also, another problem with the story is that these people that have been dragged through the multiverse that know Peter Parker, but Electro doesn't know Peter Parker.
Yeah, he does.
He knows him, but he doesn't know him as Spider-Man.
Oh, no, he doesn't, does he? No, he don't. He only knows...
Because he turned around on top of that Statue of Liberty, like the new one, with the Captain America one that they made.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I thought you would be, you know, a black Spider-Man, referencing Miles Morales. But he didn't know who he was. He didn't know he was Spider-Man.
So in Spider-Man 2, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, he never
knew who he actually... The whole idea was that these people knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, and that's why they brought him through. So another plot hole to it is that Electro didn't know that. So then when he came through...
Oh my God.
Because then he came through and was like, oh, I thought you'd be like a different Spider-Man. Because he didn't know. But then these people are supposed to be people that know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So it breaks the whole...
premise of the film.
Yes. Because they wanted Jamie Foxx in the film.
This is crazy. I thought it was like an amazing, well-written film. I thought it was like, you know,
yeah, no, it's not. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, the film is so stupid. The fact of, like, the memory wipe thing goes wrong, and then you realise after that he could have just asked... Like, he could have asked to just people to forget who Mysterio is.
He could have just, instead of doing the spell, gone to the person's car like he does afterwards and asked him to get let into school.
What do you mean?
Do you know in Spider-Man No Way Home,
yeah,
the spell goes wrong, he contains it, and he goes, "Have you not tried to email them?" And he's like,
yeah,
you can do that?
But that's what...
You know, wouldn't the first thing you do is say to your mum, like, "I didn't get in, what should I do?"
Yeah, but this is the sort of thing, like, for me, the whole premise of the film is stupid. It's supposed to probably be a sort of, oh yeah, he's only a kid, he doesn't know. But
he's not, he's like 18, 19.
It's not even that. It's more the fact of, like... Why would you ask people to forget that? You'd instantly, me, and probably yourself as well, I'd instantly go, I want people to forget what he is saying, or forget who he is.
Yeah.
Considering what happened in the second film, and he died, right? I think Mysterio died, didn't he?
Yeah.
He killed him, or something, whatever happened with Mysterio. People would easily forget who Mysterio is.
Or just forget the message. That was my thing when I saw it. I was like, wouldn't you just have the world forget Mysterio's last message?
They could forget who Mysterio is, and that would clear up everything. Because they didn't know who Mysterio was. That message meant nothing.
But that's quite... See, the thing is, I was thinking more like small scale.
Yeah, but...
During the whole event of Mysterio being a bit of a dick, and had all the...
Yeah. The thing is, the only people that were remembered would have been him. wouldn't it? Like Spider-Man, like Tom Holland's
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
That's the only person, or maybe Doctor Strange as well, that would have been the only people that would have remembered, because it does the whole like world or whatever. It's just they made a film out of nothing, and I think that's what pisses me off the most. Like, it was just not needed. They went, oh, do you know what? Should we make up this random, wacky, crazy film, add a load of multiverse people and get loads of money in, and get all these people in, like Jamie Foxx from Electro and like Willem Dafoe. Like at the end, they've got all these people in just to get a money grab.
That was more literally just to get people in seats, right?
Yeah, it's a money grab, and that's what annoys me the most.
See, now I don't like the film, but that's upsetting because I loved it. Like, I really thought it was like one of the best Spider-Man Tom Holland had ever done, but now you've said all of this, slightly changed my mind.
Another reason why they did the film is to give, obviously, Tom Holland's Spider-Man a sort of arc of the fact of, because obviously you didn't see Uncle Ben. There's no Uncle Ben. There's only Aunt May.
Only Aunt May.
I knew she was going to die before this film was going to happen, because nothing like that has like sort of happened to him yet.
And it was the only logical thing that could happen to make a story.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what other heart are you going to pull on?
Building this new Spider-Man into his new arc. Like, she had to go. It was either him or Hogan. I'd be like, obviously, like, who's kind of sort of taken that place as the sort of like father figure, into, you know, into this universe of what these films are in. And I just felt like they were like, look, do you know what? We need her killed off, so they've got the Green Goblin to do that. Make a sort of thing where he's supposed to be morally good and all of this, and he's supposed to be a good Spider-Man, but like, he's got like anger behind him and all this, and learning control. Like, them sort of things, that's kind of nice to see a bit of character development. That's all right. But you just knew that it was going to happen, and it was not done right. It was just done a little bit poorly to me. I think it could have been done better. I think they could have wrote a story that was better. It could have been still the same actors that you brought in, but it could have been a just completely different story, and it could have been from a different universe where they were a Sinister Six and they're trying to take down every Spider-Man or something like that.
And they're coming for Tom
Holland. And then out of obviously not out of nowhere, but it could have been a thing where they learn about the multiversal sort of stuff, and then they call on different Spider-Mans, and these two come through. They could have done it like that. That to me would have been a better story than trying to do something where they're trying to change who they are, but then realistically they're going to send them back to their own universes to die.
And they could still like kill May and make that story arc.
Like, for example, like, there was no point of killing like May. It was an unnecessary death. The Green Goblin's going to die when he goes back to his the same universe that Tobey Maguire's from in the first film.
Yeah, but I think
he's still going to die from his glider. He was going to die. He got pulled from that point where he was just about to die, and he gets reappeared back to that point, and he just dies. It's not like he gets set off in his universe, unless they've changed that somehow. But that, from the concept that they were saying, that's what it is. This is why I don't like the film. It's awful.
Any other thing that you don't like? Got a second point?
Oh, there's so many.
Or
points.
Is that kind of it?
I still don't like Tom Holland, but I mean, I just still think he's too good looking to be Spider-Man. I think Andrew Garfield's too good looking to be Spider-Man too. But
you don't like Tom Holland, and one of the reasons is he's too good looking to be Spider-Man.
Yes, he's not supposed to be dating Zendaya.
That is true. That is true.
Like,
I mean, he is, but that is true.
They even sort of like, no offense to Zendaya, but they sort of like dialed it down for Zendaya to make her a bit more like, you know, nerdy sort of thing, and she played it quite well.
And she still looks,
but she still looks good,
like a supermodel.
This is what I'm saying, and I think like they should have went for the sort of nerdier, like Tobey Maguire is. I love you, Tobey, if you're hearing this, but he's not the best looking man in the world. He's not George Clooney, right?
He's got a good hairline, though.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Like, he's not bad, but that's what I feel like Spider-Man should be.
He shouldn't have a topless calendar.
He should, yeah, exactly. It shouldn't be like, oh my god, like, how's this guy a nerd? Because he's good. He's really good looking. Like, Spider-Man's supposed to be that sort of geeky little nerd who gets end up being powers, but then he sort of falls in love with Mary Jane. You know? Yeah, I got a lot of problems with the Spider-Man films, but the main thing is it's a lot of the story. For me, it's the story, the plot, and the more I feel like people might listen to this, I
the
feel
more
like I think I've changed your mind.
you have changed my mind, and I hate it. Like I really
Yeah.
hate it because I
And
really love it.
If you don't agree with me, that's up to you to feel like that.
Do you know
But
what? If
you
you
just watch it again and just watch all the plot holes in the middle of it, and you're being like, why is this happening? They've just done this for a money grab of nostalgia. And
if you don't agree, DM.
Yeah.
If you do not agree, DM
direct
right now.
message me and send me abuse. Go
Email
on,
him.
Just do it.
Don't worry about me.
I'll
I'm
give you
fine. I'm on
I'll
your
give
side.
You my email. Just do it. Tell me why it's so great, and then when I tell you you're wrong, right? we'll start an argument.
You're literally going to
No,
go listen to the episode again, send, and that'll be your argument.
I probably would say
that'll
that.
probably do it.
Sorry, I went in a bit of a rant there, Jack.
You know what? It was good. You know, I feel I found out quite a lot.
I'm glad that I've actually opened up your mind a little bit.
Yeah, you have.
Just a little bit, because a lot of people give me grief.
You know what?
It's very unpopular.
I'm
but
gonna.
It's so true.
I'm gonna close the podcast with a statement that I think is going to run for a long time now.
Oh, go on.
I'm done with Marvel. That's the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And make sure you go and subscribe. Make sure you are following us on Instagram as well at Not So Real Pod. The episodes are coming. 2023 looks good. Any films you wanted to talk about, even review, because we do reviews now. We hope you enjoyed Hush.
Yeah, talking about I was going to say Hush was really good.
Hush was a really good film.
The next movie review. This is what I was going to talk about.
Oh my god.
So Jack's not.
I can't wait. But you've also told me a little bit about your thoughts.
Jack can't wait, but I am. Hopefully, I don't convince him on this as well. But you'll have to wait and see what we're going to talk about. So.
Well, we can probably leak that. We are going to be talking about Avatar 2 next week.
The new one. You know that new one.
You know that brand new one.
You know that new one.
Yeah, that's right. We're up to date.
You know that new one with the blue people. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Have you seen Avatar?
Have you seen Avatar?
Hey!
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.